Oh well, that was quick twitch. What the heck? Just gonna check YouTube now, and we are good. So, welcome back, everybody. It is good to see you again. I'm honestly surprised I can do this repeated nightly streams. Don't know why also the YouTube Studio thing was showing the whatever reaction things. Still don't understand what those really are. But it's good to be back anyways. I know my sleep schedule is going to be thrown off immensely because of this. Because I want to, at the very least, finish part 2 of Limbus Company. As I had said last time, that I would probably defeat the grandma off screen. And it turns out I did. Literally on my first try after the failed attempt, I was able to complete the level. It is also apparently a forced defeat. There is actually no way to win it. So let's just switch over to it for now. Let me get the settings up first, actually. Because it turns out that you have to just break her shield and everything will be fine afterwards. And literally the team I used was a strange sinking team. A lot of the manor stuff. I also had the magical girls in here. I had Jong office rep Ishmael because she does in fact do sinking, and also Kazan is really cool. And of course gotta have Solemn Lament Ye Song, because why not? And then also, of course, Reindeer Hong Lu, just because he's strong. I also learned that one of the greatest strategies for beating that fight is just to let her do unclashed attacks on my units and kill them. It is just really good. Because then I can focus on the weaker, much easier to clash attacks and just beat her that way. So, the post-battle cutscene. Spoilers here, of course. The identities were incomplete, perhaps due to the abruptness with which they were summoned, because if you have forgot from last stream, I was able to... I have gained a new power, which was basically to summon the copies of identities of the spirits. My fate brain is too much right now. But we could basically just summon copies of the sinners and their identities, which is actually really cool when you use the egos, because they actually don't say any of their lines. So, you know, pretty good lore stuff. And we're nowhere strong enough to stand against the Pinky Nurse Father. As said, it is a defeat. Once you break the shield, she will just end the fight, basically. She did not cast even a sideways glance toward me, as though to say that so long as I didn't stand in her way, she wouldn't bother attacking me. Her quiet gaze was fixed intently on Ryoshu's wounded form. Good job, Hohenheim. The PA system buzzes, and the whirring sounds I assumed to be coming from the reactivated elevators begin filling the hallways. Yep, she's got the golden bows and is now gonna do her retreat. And I assume that's slit your tongue clean. Or like slice your tongue clean. That was when the woman began to speak from behind the veil. Even though I was certain her tongue had been cut off, as I'd seen in that memory.
도저히 못 봐주겠구나. 그 신락 같은 기억 한 줄을 여전히 움켜쥐고 있는 모습을. 내 놈, 어떻게 말을... 그 역겨운 혀, 분명 이 검으로 베었는데...
So, interestingly enough, in the Faust Index Uptie story, a very similar thing happens where she basically just learns to talk again or finds another way to talk, even though one of the prescripts she had to follow was to boil and eat her own vocal cords.
어차피 그 머릿속은 낱낱이 조각나 있을 텐데.
So I assume she just figured out something similar.
그 놓치지 않은 하나. 그걸 따라 여기까지 온 거다. 모든 것들이 헤집어져도 선명한 하나가 남아있으니. 들려. 순서가 모순되었어.
Poor Ryoshu.
다른 모든 것들이 헤집어졌으니까 그 감정은 허상이겠지. 그 애의 얼굴은 기억나던가? 말투는? 키는? 무엇을?
엄마 라고 불러도 돼?
부르는 게 어떻든 달라진 건 없을 텐데.
아니야. 엄청 달라져, 엄마. 울림이 달라지잖아.
I'm starting to think that you just reused the child voice. Because this sounds very similar to another child that showed up at one point.
그것마저 놓치면 내게는 남는 것이 없어서 그런 거라고.
And I just can't remember who it was that it sounded like. Unless my brain is just thinking it's everyone's favorite future landlord from Ishmael's Canto. No, it can't be. Because that voice was still pretty different.
고작 허상을.
I know there's a voice that it just sounds very similar to.
끌어안고 있는 거라고.
I just can't place my finger on it.
우습군. 옛날 같았다면 나는 내 놈의 그 말에 비참한 기분을 느꼈겠지.
엄마는 왜 항상
Poor
저한테
Yoshihide.
그런 식으로 말해요?
Still very cute design, especially the ribbon and the hair, but jeez, the suffering.
그런 말 들으면 여기가 콕콕 찔린 것처럼 아파요.
그래서 불행한가?
Then, of course, best mom of the year.
네가 생기고서부터 내 인생은 줄곧 불행했다. 알고 있니? 대답하렴.
알아요.
그래, 그걸 잊으면 안 되지. 너라는 족쇄에 발목이 잡혀 내 인생이
God.
바닥에
It's just so
처박혔다는
horrible
걸.
how she's treated. It's still incredible how she would turn out.
그런데 고작 그까짓 말에 아프다고 하다니. 언제 내 얼굴을 봐도 된다고 했지? 당장 고개 안 돌려?
죄송해요. 엄마 얼굴 허락 없이 안 볼게요. 아프다고도 안 할게요. 죄송해요.
내 놈들
Just
모두
awful.
예전과 변한 게 없어 보여. 그래서 만족스럽군. 자신의 처지에 대한 탓을 누군가에게 돌며 화낼 줄만 알지. 바꾸려는 시도는 누구도 하지 않아. 그러니
Pop off, Ryoshu.
그야말로 진창일 수밖에. 거미집이라는 곳은 진창. 맞는 말이구나. 그러니까 처음부터 발도들이지 않는 편이 좋았을 텐데. 너나 나나.
The pinky nurse father let out a wry laughter as she muttered.
그리고 너와 내가 어디 한두 해를 같이 살았겠니? 다른 아비들은 몰라도 내겐 네 생각 따위는 훤히 보일 지경이 됐지. 그 금고에 아이를 숨겨둔 건 그곳은 정말 어린아이만 들어가 있을 수 있을 정도로 조그만 곳이니까. 방금
The pinky nurse father smote down upon Ryoshu's sword, holding it in points.
주제넘게 내게 너의 검을 휘두르는구나. 진심을 보일 거면 그때처럼 그 검을 빼내어서 휘두르렴. 그럴 마음조차 없다면 지금의 너는 아무것도 아니야. 너는 내가 상처 입힐 때마다 그런 얼굴을 하는구나.
God. Let's never get new Ryoshu sprained.
당신은 왜 항상
Unfortunately, it's of course used for trauma.
나를 네가 그 검을 휘두르고 떠난 그날 네가 남긴 상처가 검이 가까워지면 다시 그때처럼 베인다. 아문 상처는 벌어지고 의체로 붙은 팔다리도 다시 이음새가 벌어지며 떨어져 나가지. 이 검의 규칙은 절대적이었다. 내 기억을 대가로 하는 만큼 그것만큼은 진실된 힘이었고. 글쎄, 애초에 진실된 것과 거짓된 것을 논하는 게
And there she goes. So yeah, now we're all caught up on the story, basically. So it's time to continue. Homeward bound. I'm gonna be very annoyed if 34 is the last one here. Because I'm just now realizing we're getting caught up with these two again.
돌아가면 중앙 쪽 콘실리에를 그 새끼한테 꼭 뭐라도 받아내야겠어. 그 새끼는 내가 이렇게 쎄 빠지게 고생하고 있다는 것도 모를 거 아니야.
거미집은 어째서 여태까지 유지되고 있었던 거지?
자존심 한번 기막히게 긁어대네. 좀 너무하다고 생각하지 않나? 내가 바로 앞에 있는데 숨 한번 몰아쉬지도 않고 여유만만
Incredible.
질문이나 해대고 있는 건.
너희가
Virgilius, why are you so
본사는
cool still?
이유는 4번 수감자를 여전히 포기 못한 탓이라는 것은 알고 있다.
수감자? 내 자식을 부르는 모양새가 싸가지가 없군. 그것도 번호까지 붙여서 말이지.
She's no prisoner, she's just an employee.
고작 우리 티켓과 몇 년이나 지내봤다고 대단한 감독자라도 된
I feel
듯이
like you're the one
말끝마다
overestimating your
그놈의
connection.
수감자.
Especially given how awful every one of you has treated her except for like one guy, I guess.
나는 걔가 그 조그만 손에 칼을 처음으로 쥐어보는 그 순간부터 가르쳤다고.
단순히 그 비틀린 애착만으로 거미집이 수년간 유지될 리는 없다. 4번 수감자만이 내어줄 수 있는 무언가가 너희들을 오늘날까지도 붙잡고 있는 거겠지.
내가 어떻게 버티면서 만들어낸 티켓인데 백지 쪼가리로 날릴 수는 없지. 그래, 이건 10수년 넘게 준비한
What do you
우리들의
mean your
영혼이야.
collective wish?
가출한 개를 돌봐준 건 고맙지만 부모 딸린 개는 마땅히 집으로 돌려보내야 하지 않겠어?
이걸 기다렸나?
아, 그래. 이 지랄맞은 역할도 곧 끝나겠네. 아, 혹시라도 에고는 쓸 생각 마. 옆집 짐덩이도 쓰더만. 쓰기 직전에 티가 딱 나잖아, 그거.
내가 에고를 사용하지 않으면 내게서 도망칠 수 있다고 생각하나 보군.
아이고, 무서워라. 네가 뭘 잘하는지, 어떤 이유로 붉은색을 얻었는지 다 알고 있어. 연기 전쟁, 조직 항쟁, 손가락 걸기. 구를 만큼 굴렀나 봐 나도. 정신 차려보니
Incredible.
알면 안 되는 거, 알 수도 없는 거. 그런 게 씨를 타고 눈과 귀에 흘러 들어오니까.
흥미롭군. 가문에서 내쳐진 개에게도 먹이를 주는 한가한 놈이 있다는 건 그렇지 않나, 발렌치나?
그만! 긁어대라. 주위엔 그 자식이 말한 계획인가 뭔가만 아니었어도 저 케이크를 짓뭉개고 붉은 시선 당신까지 잡아 족쳤을 테니까. 슬슬 시간이 돼서 나 이제 집에 가야 하거든.
I mean,
그런데
of course not. You still have Karen.
당신
Or Carol.
고분고분 보내줄 생각이 없나 봐. 교본도 챙겨가야 하니 보험을 좀 걸어야겠어. 검 미리 손질해두길
great.
잘했네. 이 레이피어 스치기만 해도 피부가 갈라지거든. 이 아이 목에 지워지지 않을 빨간 실이 그어지는 꼴 보고 싶지 않으면
Grand.
네 놈이 들고 있는 무기
Finally pulling that
바닥에
card.
내려놔. 그리고 발로 차서 멀리 보내. 잘했어. 얘를 바닥에 여유롭게 3초를 셀 거야. 기껏 마지막까지 와서 내가 얘를 바닥으로 떨어뜨리는 불상사라도 보고 싶은 건 아니겠지? 3. 너무 그렇게 노려보지는 마. 2. 나이스 캐치.
I just want to re-listen to that. I know it's dumb, but like I love when the English comes out.
나이스 캐치. 교본이 좀 찢어진 것 같지만
Hello, Lucatan. Good to see you. Also, cute emote. So, like I said before, I was able to beat the fight that got me stuck yesterday. Grandma was overcome, even though the fight itself is one where you're supposed to lose. You just need to break the shield. And now we're dealing with the aftermath still, where she has collected the golden bows, power is restored to the facility, so she's making her escape, and Virgilius is still trying to get Karen back.
내가 수고해 갈게.
Which it looks like he has her back now. But now Valentina can leave.
시간 됐네.
Oh, grand. Now all of them are just retreating, I guess.
바가지? 저를 보고 한 말입니까?
There's the yellow harpoon.
강에서 여유 부리는 건 알겠는데 너무 나대지는 마라. 바쁘니까 딱 장부에 적어만 둔다. 다음에 힘 대 힘으로 해결 보자고.
아빠.
너도 챙겨야 할 사람이 꽤나 있어 보이는데.
Grand. Yep, everyone's just pulling out.
잘 생각했군.
Unfortunate. Not a single one of them overcome.
붙여놓고 있어. 어차피 곧 배송해 줄 거잖냐. 그리고 난 바가지 머리 좋아한다.
What a strange thing to appreciate.
시간 가는 줄 모르고 빛을 따라갔었군요. 어느덧 폐장할 시간이 되었다니 아쉬워요. 몰입에는 왜 항상 끝이라는 것이 존재할까요?
마틴의 의지가 그만큼 강했던
We never did get the thing to free Alyssa, did we?
자네는 너무 무지했던 탓이고.
그렇군요. 예술가에겐 언제나 공부가 필요하죠. 마지막에 터지는 것도
Jeez.
폭발 속에 무수한 파편들이
Rest in
나오는
peace,
것까지
Martin.
즐겁게 잘
You did your
보았군요.
best.
부디 다시 만나게 되면 좋겠네요. 제 전시장에 오세요. 당신이 남길 감상이 기대되기 시작했으니까요.
그자도 너무하는구나.
There's Rian.
자기 자식 아니라고 이런 꼴을 한 너를 두고 가버리다니. 이제 집에 가자, 소라.
거기 서.
딸, 오는 길에 성적표를 봤단다. 그자들이 왜 너를 3등에 뒀는지는 알겠지만 너무 상심하지 마렴. 사람을 죽이는 건 요 시대 네가 1등과 2등보다 뛰어나니까.
치워.
리엔 씨, 저분들에게 리엔 씨의 제논의 거북 나선 번호 알려주실 수 있나요? 친절한 분들이에요. 건물에 깔린 저를 구해줬거든요.
Alright, never mind, I guess, about the Alyssa thing.
그렇구나. 모든 나선의 비밀번호는 뻔하잖아. 네 생일이었다는
That's
것도.
just evil.
그날도 네가 뭘 좋아할지 몰라서 지령대로 케이크를
As the
사놓은.
prescript ordered you to. Incredible.
결국 한 입도 못 먹은 게 계속 기억에 남아서. 상처에는 꼭 흉지지 않게 반창고 붙이고.
당신들 내가 그 애를 어디에 숨겨놨는지 알고 있었어?
간단한 질문이야. 집으로 직접 돌아와서.
Alright, that sounds like a yes. Or it's a answer to bait her into revealing the location.
하지마. 이대로 가지마.
딸, 방금 그 말 효과 좋았어. 여기 심장이 잠깐 찌릿했거든.
The moment we became certain that the index nurse father was gone, the sinners all collapsed to the ground with a collective, exhausted sigh. Whenever we'd encountered him, he had never once averted his eyes from Ryoshu, as though the rest of us posed no threat against him. Replaying his words in our minds, the nonchalance with which he invited Ryoshu to come back home, we let the silence he left behind wash over us, overwhelmed by the sheer monumentality of the task before us. Yeah, got all these nurse fathers that are gonna be a pain in the butt. Ring was chilling doing his stuff. Rian and Matthias are just doing their job. They give chill vibes. So true. The safe.
무언가 두고 갔어. 저건 마치.
Oh, he just left an entire safe behind? Jeez. Oh, don't tell me that's where she was hidden. She kneeled before the locked safe, placed her trembling hands over it. Oh, jeez. Before reaching out to its door with such tenderness that she seemed completely different from the person who'd just made a mad dash to it a few seconds ago. Her hand was bumpy with old, rough, but distinct scars. And some of those scars that never fully healed were numbers that made her eyes flit desperately between the skin where they were etched in the safe. Trembling, Ryoshu opens the rusty door. The tiny space inside, where a child was supposed to be waiting for her mother's return, was empty, as though someone had carved out a piece of reality from the world. I mean, they left the ribbon. Strength seemed to drain out of Ryoshu's hand as the fingers that tightly gripped around the door's handle fell limp. As though the sheer weight of the emptiness spread from the tip of her fingers into every part of her body. We all heard the name that slipped between Ryoshi's lips like a dying whisper. It was the name of the child whom she was supposed to find in there. But before we could ask her more about Araya, Ryoshu fell to the ground unconscious. Yeah, that makes sense. Valentine and Pinky deserve the most to get shanked. So true.
이게 내 이름이야?
그래,
I do like how she has title of daughter.
라고 있지.
너무 어렵게 생겼어.
Like, of everything we give her. Yeah, she's just of the daughter class.
자루처럼 막 지은 거 아니지?
Once again, Saru is something from the original house screen. It is apparently monkey or something. It means or translates to like monkey. And one, there's an actual monkey in the story. But two, Yoshihide was also given a sort of nickname by the people that he was hired by as a Saruhide. So I'm assuming that's a reference to that.
엄마 이름은 어떻게 적는데?
자, 읽어봐.
And then yeah, she reads it as Ryoshu.
슈?
아니, 그 글자는 그렇게 읽는 게 아니라 요시대라고 읽는 거다.
요슈!
She's so cute still.
이게 더 편하고 이쁘잖아.
And also makes it even more heartbreaking that Ryoshi's entire name came from her daughter. Jeez. I'm pretty sure in one CG she was holding the monkey with spiral burrowed inside. Of course it was censored by the mutilated memory, so we don't know. Probably. Because the monkey is very much tied to Yoshihide's child in the story. Because she saved it, and then they become sort of inseparable at that point. Year, month, and day. How am I even supposed to read any of this? Is Ryoshu still unconscious? Probably. 4 days? Jeez. Incredible.
준비는 끝났습니다. 관리자 4번 수감자는 아직입니까?
Ryoshu's like 20. Yeah, she's like 27 or something. I know my friend was very much hurt by that. Because apparently he's older than her.
그 부분은 상관없다고 하시네요.
시계가 언제나 만능은 아니겠죠, 단테.
LCB 진행에 문제 없습니다.
I can only heal the physical wounds of Virgilius. All the mental stuff is just something she has to live with.
팀장께서 LCD도 문제 없다고.
Engdu, you made it.
우리 쪽도 확인 끝났고.
Alright, I can't wait to actually meet you, Jamila. I assume you're the
LC의 선봉일체.
Otis character.
라디오 체크. 수신도 양호. 현 시각 기점으로 1팀. 작전 목표에 변경은 없다. LC에는 도착 직후 방해 요소 박멸에 전념한다. 그런데 정말 이렇게 들어가는 건가? 문제 있나? 불만이 있다면 이 오티스에게 말하라.
Thanks, Otis. Oh my gosh, Jamila's tall.
없습니다. 현재 림버스 컴퍼니가 가진 전력으로 구상했을 때 이 인원 분배보다 성공 확률이 높은 가능성은 작게.
애초에
Also, I kind of like her hair.
전멸당한 걸 생각하면 네 놈들은 특작팀은 이런 데 쓰려고 있는 부대가 아니라고. 걔네도 어쩔 수 없었어. 그리고 우리도 그것 때문에 자존심에 금이 좀 가서 말이야.
Moses, glad to see you've made it out as well.
수다를 떨어야 하는 거지.
이제 막 끝났습니다.
Sound.
뒷문 연결 성공적입니다.
Nice.
괜찮겠어?
Gonna need a prosthetic for that arm, though.
당신도 의처를 연결하기 전에 쉬는 게
괜찮아요. 지열은 확실하게 했으니까요. 지금부터 5을 거꾸로 센 뒤에 문을 열 거예요.
오.
팀장님,
그 장비 정말 괜찮으시겠어요?
날 걱정할 필요는 없다네. 시행 횟수가 적다고 해도 충분히 다룰 수 있다는 것은 테스트를 통해 증명하지 않았나. 아, 오히려 장비를 잘못 입고 온 건 자네가 아닌가 싶군.
이것만큼 능숙하게 다룰 수 있는 에고 장비가 없는걸요.
If you're keeping it hidden, that means you're probably wearing new ones.
감흥도에 특히 주의하겠네.
Yep.
환상체가 걸어오는 말도
Oh, good. It's the bird that everyone hates.
내 부탁을 가볍게 듣지 말게.
Also, you look really nice without the glasses.
4.
역시 내치진 않는 건
Honheim is so pissed on the ring nurse for like finally. So true. After all, Martin sacrificed himself just to give them time.
그래도 이번엔 저희도 만반의 준비를 했잖아요, 팀장님. 당한 만큼 값을 제대로 받아내야죠. 막내도 그렇게
Alright,
생각하지.
time for an invasion. They hit us, so we'll hit them back hard.
앵두 씨 당신 말고 제 말한 거야. 앵두 씨는 팔 뭐로 바꿔달지나 고민해.
I love that he's a color now, but you're still gonna call him the baby bee.
앵도 씨와 김사카 씨가 들어왔으니 제가 막내라 불리는
What do you mean Kim's joined us? What do you mean he's coming out of retirement for this mission?
한 번 막내는 영원한 막내지.
Alright, fair enough, Ezra.
에즈라, 베스파. 벌써부터 힘 빼지 마렴.
They deploying distorted Kim just like USA deployed Freddy Fazbear. Incredible.
저런 작전은 제대로 수행했겠지?
Good old Freddy Fazbear.
약한 자들을 심판하기 위한 작전이자니까 모두 외웠다네.
다들 앰플은 잘 챙기셨나요? 혹시 모르니 개수 확인하세요. 이거 보통은
God,
구하기가
yeah, this
어려운
really
제일
is just
비싼
an
앰플이에요.
invasion.
이번에도 관리자님하고 떨어질 수도 있으니까 잘 들고 있어요.
2.
보고 LCA, LCB, LCD, LCE 각각 강습 준비 완료를 확인. 본부 최종 승인 확인.
Lock and load. Let's finish this fight. And it goes without saying, but we'll make sure they get theirs.
물론이지.
1.
We'll be there soon, Ryoshu. The place where those people raised you, quote unquote.
괜찮아.
It really just comes off more as like a torture house at this point. That's evil.
작전명. 거미집 태우기. 시작합니다.
I want to kick myself so much. Literally, that was the last fight, and then it was just 2 reading sections. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate that so much. I am annoyed. Well, at least we're caught up now.
위해서 일하게 되지?
Just
벌이는
gonna
중요하지
ampull
않다.
all these.
대관원의 다.
God. Alright. Then it is time for the backup plan, which is going to be... switching this over into an art stream really quickly. Because I want to make the most of this stream still, and there's just one dumb idea that I am still on the work on, and I want to finish it, so this is definitely the perfect time for it. I just need to set it up again because I have not done that on this. Let me get the new... What is it? Just... No, I think it's window capture, what I need. There we go, and then just gotta shrink it down a little bit. Actually, no, I just need to properly layer it, if I'm honest. Where's the... I know there's an order on it. Move to bottom. There we go. Except now I need the... Alright, let me just close the game. That'll fix all my issues. Because if I close this, then the source will go away, and everything will be fine, right? No, because I sent it to bottom, so I even threw it underneath the background. Alright, it's fixed now. Time for some arting. Because I had the very dumb idea of just drawing over the... of doing a Molly version of this meme. Because I really want to draw Teacher Molly again. I haven't drawn her in forever, so this is the perfect time. I've finished like 90% of it. It's just coloring at this point. So let me also pull up some music really quickly. Yeah, this 10-hour one should do just fine. Just gonna draw some little bushes here and there. That is the wrong color. I need this. Gotta wait a bit for Limbus now, but that is completely fine. At least now Matt can gush about it to me. And I can be pleasantly surprised for when it comes out, and maybe do a midnight release stream for the next part. Which I think it said was on the 15th, which, you know, is only 4 days away, basically. So it's not going to be too long, at the very least. I'm actually going to decrease this volume just a tiny bit more. Just in case. So, hopefully you're all having a good night. And aren't too disappointed that the Limbus stream was only 30 minutes. And that this art is probably going to be finished within like an hour as well. Given I've done like most of the work already. Because I'm probably just going to cheap out after I do these bushes. Gonna have to fix the YouTube title after this as well. Actually, I'm gonna just do it right now, I guess. Let me... really quickly... Alright. Definitely excited for what's gonna come. I'm gonna be very annoyed at all the fighting, I know that much, because one, all the Ring Fathers are already hyped up as these impossible threats. Their students are annoying as heck. We fought... what? We didn't really fight Valentina, we fought her student, because Virgilius came in to take on Valentina in the cutscene. So having to properly fight her is going to be very annoying. I guess I'll lose my Limbus jacket now that it's no longer a Limbus stream. Do that. I'll just grab this just to add in some more grass. Because what? The ring is all about applying statuses, which is going to be annoying. Especially also with how he looks. I do not like that man whatsoever. Ring is confirmed to be Maestro, the highest rank of Ring. Yeah. And I only know the Ring through, of course, Ring Song. KJH is the one he hates, apparently. So, you know, that's going to be annoying as heck. Valentina is probably going to be the most doable. She's probably going to be strong still, just based off of how good Lake Hang was. Then also how, you know, she kept up with Virgilius the entire time. Uh, we didn't even defeat not the index one, Grandma, the one that stumped me for a bit, because that is one where you do just lose. She kills all the sinners. Matthias is retired. He may be retired, but he's still strong as heck. Put so much work on the Sinners and LCD team. Literally needed a new color just to stall him. And then, of course, the fight with Sora was doable. However, the teacher himself, Rien, yeah, he's probably gonna be the last one we fight just because of him soloing an entire group of Ujat like it was nothing. Just, again, straight out of a horror movie. Where they literally didn't even stand a chance. They went in, immediately just get massacred. There was just no fight they could put up with. And what, that's all of them? Because Grandma is also it's either going to be Rien or Grandma as the last ones. There were normal LC Ujats are a separate team. Oh, they weren't. I thought they had the Ujat marks. I thought their entire armor was that. Either way, though, an entire group of them just immediately got killed by Rien. So, you know, he's going to be a difficult one. And then, what, that's all of them? Yeah, and that they were very similar, and everyone since Kim Intervalo, though, they're Ujat related. Interesting. Oh, and everyone since Kim Intervalo thought they were Ujat related. Okay. And then what? We have we're probably going to be getting a mirror dungeon as the final level. It just kind of seems like it's heading in that direction, because with the mirror dungeon, we will be able to properly piece together all of Ryoshi's memories. I'm very worried about what's gonna be revealed with Araya, because unfortunately I do not think she is gonna be in a good state. I feel like it's gonna be suffering for her. And either she might be killed because, again, it seemed like they knew where she was being hidden and just kind of were just being coy about it this entire time, and probably just to use it against Ryoshu. So, you know, that's gonna be fun. The worst thing they could do is just try to make her into a second Ryoshu. Happy ending where Araya is the 14th sinner. She's either dead or beyond saving. Yeah. I do hope Ryoshu gets a happy ending with her, though. Like, even if she's dead, hopefully she can at least hold her child and speak with her one last time. Hopefully it's not a thing where, again, they just raise her as Ryoshu, because they are really hell-bent on having Ryoshu tied to the House of Spiders. I'm still very curious about why exactly. It's like, ah, yes, of course, we've put it, like... Is it just, like, they put in so much work and they don't want it to basically be gone to waste because she ran away? Or what? Who knows? They trained her to be the ultimate killer, basically, and she left. So now they have their new students, I guess, to try and make up for it. Either way, I hope none of them live. I hope they all die. And that the House of Spiders is just destroyed by the end of it completely, with no chance of coming back. I'm also going to be very curious if it's going to somehow tie into either Demian's blue team or with Herman's group. Because right now it seems like they are entirely separated. But who knows? After Ahab teaming up with Herman, anything is possible. And also Nellie. But Nellie was already already in her team, to be honest. But they seem pretty far removed, unless it's going to be a thing where Herman somehow is, like, I guess, maybe financing the House of Spiders in their return, since Virgilia seemed surprised that they're still around. But who knows? Virgilius' ego form was quite struggling against a maestro earlier. I don't think he was in an ego form, because she'd said that, because the only time he actually used the ego was in the manor, because I don't recall if he had used it against Valentino, but at the end there, Valentino's like, don't use it, otherwise, like, I might slip and kill your girl, basically. So it's gonna end up being just Vespa, Vergen, Aleph, Hohenheim handling Matthias, Valentina, and Ring. Probably. They'll probably buy us a lot of time. Or at the very least, carve open a path for us. I'm gonna be a bit bummed if we lose Hohenheim, because he's honestly kind of redeemed himself here. Even at the cost of yet another team member and a bunch of other employees. He is just in a rough time right now. All three of those have personal yep, definitely. They're definitely set up to fight them again. I'm also curious what Jamila's role is gonna be. And also, of course, Bamboo-Headed Kim, because we're busting that man out of retirement, apparently. So he better go crazy in the fight. And he better get a cool fight alongside Ingdu. Alright, we are almost done. I'm definitely going to be adding shadows to this. I guess I need to get all the coloring first. Can't deny some plot. Baha, Pinky, Nurse Father, you ruined my life. Can't deny main plot. Hohenheim having anime-style solo with Maestro. Definitely. And also, of course, we have also in that part of that main plot, we have a new color dropping. That being the baby bee, who is the storm that is approaching. Because honestly, he was really cool. And really helpful in the Sora fight. Meanwhile, the Indigo Elder's just somewhere, I guess. Like, screw whatever he's up to. He was just there for the whale. Is that... okay, yeah, it's gonna gotta get this and some of the other thing down here. Also, I just realized what an incredible hiding spot for the child, just inside of a metal safe. Like, you could have done much better hiding, Ryoshu and Araya. Unless it was just like a spur-of-the-moment thing, or it's a literary reference that I have yet to read. Because I do want to read more of Fukugawa's works. For the channel, it's probably got closed and instantly gets open because T-Corp stuff. Get all T-Corp and things that are like impossible to open or whatever. No, no wait. No, I'm confusing P-Corp, I think. I'm trying to remember. No, T-Corp is the stupid time people. Yeah, because P-Corp is the warp train safety people. Or, like, in part with them. Alright. Yeah, Luxor J-Corp with them and their fairies. Alright, now for the shadows. And then we can call this basically done after. Fraser F Corp. I'm just gonna give up trying to think of all the corps. At this point, I know there's only 26 of them, but like, they're only important for when they come up. Back here. Thank you. There's a sheet which has all the info about all the corps revealed so far. I want to take a look. Nah, I'll just be surprised every time and forget all the information. So much easier than having to keep track of it. Also, nice little goober for the emote. Oh. Out of 26, we only have 7, which we have name in their singularity, and some of them are dupes, like 2 different W Corps. Interesting. Thought for sure we would have a bit more of them. So I need to flatten this. Out of 31, including dupes, we only know 7. Alright, at the very least we will be almost good with an hour. Almost there. Just gonna do the pole shadow. And of course, rasterize it. And then upload it to all the places it needs to be at. Even if I don't feel particularly strong on this one, it's still at least a fun art to have done. And let myself be dumb, of course. Because doing dumb arts is really fun. Maybe I should add some clouds, actually. I might actually just add them in here. So I can do this, I can airbrush them. Probably not airbrush, actually. Unless I just do it here. Yeah. So much better to airbrush up here. Maybe just some tiny ones over here as well. And yeah, should be good enough at the very least. If I blur a tiny bit of this, will it be fine? Just to sort of hide the bush. Gotta make that tiny here because I just need the bush to be blurred out against the sky. for that. Oh, I forgot I need to add the little walking symbol. Shoot. Let me look that up really quickly, and then we will be finishing up stream shortly. Just do the walking lane symbol. Thank you for being here, though, Lucaton. It's nice seeing you again. Alright, fine, let me twist it 90 just so I can hold it up against my phone. Because it's what it's gonna be. That, and then I gotta make sure there's a separation between the body. There we go. Cute little raccoon tail wiggle. Alright. Let me add back the shadows there. Get rid of that. And then, yeah. I'll also add in the Molly signature. I'll put on the pipe here. And we are done here. Well, once again, thank you for joining me on the stream. That's what your analytics here. See the one viewer on YouTube. Cool, cool, cool. Not sure when the next time I'll stream is. I am going to aim for the next Limbus drop. However, part of me also wants to do a reading stream of some of Akutagawa's works because, one, it'll be good reference material for Limbus Company and what may or may not happen, or what may have already happened with Ryoshu's Canto. I've only done Hellscreen, and there's a couple more that I should read, but I do think that just based off of Hellscreen alone, Akutagawa is actually pretty good at writing. So yeah, look forward to that. I just need art for it, of course. And yeah, thank you for joining me on this stream. Hope you have a good night or a good day, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye-bye.